So if you've been following the news, you know that the Tampa Bay real estate market is one of the most exceptional markets in the entire country right now. Independent sources rate it as one of the best investment opportunities, as one of the best home ownership opportunities. We have year-over-year double-digit increases in property values. We still have some good deals out there for flippers and real estate professional investors to take advantage of the market. Now, one of the problems with all this, however, is finding access to good properties. There's no question the secret's out. When you look at the way our local government operates and state government operates, our regional transit work that's being done, we've got an excellent airport, and most importantly, we have the sunshine. Here we are in February and January, and it's sunny weather. So people are going to continue coming down here and appreciating what we have to offer in the Tampa Bay area. But with all this good news, there's a problem. The problem is it's difficult to get a hold of good real estate values because in most cases, the moment a property hits the MLS, people are making 100% or even more offers. So the real problem we have is getting access to good properties. People will identify a house that they want to buy, move into, or invest in, and before they know it, it's gone. So what I'm going to share with you here is a secret about how you can get access to great real estate deals in the Tampa Bay area. What I'm focusing here on is the Real Foreclose website, and this is the legitimate county-operated real estate auction website that deals primarily with foreclosed properties. Now, I'll put all the website addresses in here, but just so you know, the address is Real Foreclose, www.realforeclose. And down here at the bottom, you can select any county, and we'll do that later, but just so you know, this is the site where banks and other parties place up their properties for auction. It's very user-friendly, and because it's so user-friendly, I encourage people to get to know it so that you can participate in the auctions because there's some exceptional deals that are happening on here. First thing you need to do is just log onto the website, set up an account, very easy, and then you got to make a deposit. Yeah, you can drop in via ACH or counter deposit or wire transfer, $5,000, $10,000, $2,500, whatever you want. You got the opportunity to do that. Once you put your money in there, and it takes a couple days to go. The next thing you do is you look in here and see what sales are coming up, and that's really where the rubber hits the road. One of the difficulties in this marketplace is that you can't get access to the properties that are in the sweet spot, you know, in the $50,000 to $200,000 range. There's just so much competition out there from investors that they're really bidding up the prices. When you look at some of these houses, which would be your traditional flipper houses, you know, you'd buy for $50,000, put 10 into, and maybe sell for $100, net a couple $1,000s. Those properties are getting bid up so much right now that people are paying, in my estimation, more for the properties than they're reasonably worth, and that's a problem. So the way that you get a hold of properties that you may be able to turn some value into is to, number one, focus on this website. Get in there and start understanding how Real Foreclose works, and then start focusing on the properties there at the margins. Now, I would particularly draw your attention to the very low dollar properties, or the ones that have final judgments in the $10,000 and $20,000 ranges, because they have little competition for those. Now, they're also a little more tricky, but if you are focusing on bidding at auction on the ones like this one right here that are in that $100,000 range, you see so much competition in here, and here's a great example of that right now. Now, what you're looking at is an actual auction that's occurring. It's going on right now. And you see that this property that's in Safety Harbor has a assessed value of $100,000, and the auction that's occurring right now has it up to $132,000. An interesting factor about that is this plaintiff has told us what their maximum bid is. So the plaintiff that has a judgment amount of $99,000 has told us that we're not going to bid anything more than that. So that tells you that bidding at this property makes sense because you're going to have an option or an opportunity to get in there above and beyond the plaintiff. But what you see happening is what I see over and over again. You got a property that is assessed at $100,000, and that's a rough estimate of what the property's worth. It's getting bid up to $140,000, and frankly, it'll probably go a lot higher than that. So one of the things that I would urge you to focus on is what is happening here below, this next auction. You see they have them all lined up there, and they start running sequentially. But this is the kind of property that I'm talking about. I think you should focus on because it's a lower dollar value amount. You see, the plaintiff's maximum bid on this property is $10,000, and it's a property with an assessed value of $44,000. That's probably a mobile home or something like that, but see, that one just went. So $150,000 for that other property. But you see what's happening here. Okay, so this property is a final judgment amount of $10,000. I bet if we clicked into this case, and you can do that, you'd find that it's a homeowners association lien or something else like that. But what you see is it's got an assessed value of $44,000, and the plaintiff's judgment amount is $10,000. What happened to this auction is somebody immediately came in there and jammed in a $31,000 bid. That's a very aggressive buyer saying, I want this. I'm willing to pay $31,000 for it. And we'll see what happens with this auction right here, whether they're going to get this property that's assessed at $44,000 for $30,000. There goes another bid. So what you'll see when you follow these auctions is over and over again these properties that get bid up. But again, if you're a first-time investor, you're just getting into this, all the information is right there in front of you. You can see exactly what these properties are going for, exactly what the maximum bid from the plaintiff are, and each one of these things down here on the side, if you focus on here, they're very easy to walk through. You drop in your deposit, again, $2,500, $5,000, whatever. Here's an important thing to understand. In order to participate in the bid, you have to have some money in the account. 10% of your maximum bid amount is what you've got to have deposited in there. Get it done a week ahead of time before you start making bids. And then the next thing you do is you go up into your calendar and you look at all the auctions that are going forward. When you focus on, let's go forward, into March, you'll see we've got a bunch of different auctions coming up in here. And what you would need to do is not go cold on the day of the auction and start bidding. You need to do a lot of homework at the front end. And the great thing about this website is it makes it exceptionally easy to do your homework, to look at these properties and decide which ones you want to bid at. It's got hyperlinks to the court case. So when I clicked on there, I can go in and actually look at the court case and find out, what this was. What is it, a homeowners association foreclosure, a bank foreclosure, whatever it is. And then you go through and look at each one of the different options to make sure that you understand exactly what you're bidding at. Now, another key site that I have up on the other screen over here, and I use them back and forth, is the Pinellas County Property Appraiser's website. This is the website that allows you to see exactly what the property is and exactly what it's worth. There's so many features in here that are just fantastic. I click here onto the map feature, just absolutely phenomenal information that's at your disposal. So if you're looking at bidding on a property, you would click in the neighborhood on the property, and then look what I'm doing here. Over to the right in this search function, you can see sales in the neighborhood. So for instance, this is an area north of Tampa Bay. You look over here, each one of these different colors here shows you what things are selling for in 2015, 16, 17, foreclosed properties. Gives you a fantastic view of exactly what's happening in that neighborhood. Way too much information to go through right now, but again, this website that I've linked here on this video is really important. Take a look at that because the detail that's on there is incredible. Back to the auction website. So, you're looking at properties, you're identifying ones that you think you want to participate in, and you can look in the tax collector's website, property appraiser's website to see exactly what they're valued at, and then flip back over to the third website that's important, and that is the clerk of court website, which would allow you to get in and see the actual documents that are part of the case. So if there's a foreclosure case that you found on Real Foreclose, you would get the names here on Stocco Vasily, and then you go into the clerk of court's website and put in their name, and that case would come up. We'd go down here and find whoever it is that's foreclosing, Wells Fargo. Here it is right here. Double click on that, and that'll show us what the case is and see our auction that's occurring right now in front of us. So your three websites: Pinellas County Real Foreclose, drop some money in there. Second one, Pinellas County Property Appraiser, this website right here that'll give you all the information. And then finally, Pinellas County Clerk of Court that'll give you more information. Now, word of warning: if you're making real dollar investments in here, don't do it without a title search. You need to see exactly what's going on, do a title search, understand exactly what the documents are. But really, and this is the most important part of this video, the opportunities for real investment success, I think, exist at the margins of the auctions that are occurring. And that is these auctions, when you look at the calendar, that are for smaller dollar properties. Many of these things are vacant lots, homeowners association foreclosures, and other things like that. If you focus on those smaller dollar ones, you may be able to pick up lots for $5,000, $2,500, even $1,000. Then when you get these lots, the opportunity is either to flip those quickly, sell them to builders that might build, or build for yourself. I'll talk more about that in subsequent videos, but pay attention to this video right here. I'll drop in the hyperlinks about the sites. If you have other questions or need additional information, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'll be happy to help you out and provide you with some additional information.